So here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the power of events, how to get the most out of events, and then I've got two of my top people that have been to, in Jeremigo's case, a ton of events. Adam Burge has been to every event over the last few years. In fact, his first event, he wasn't even licensed yet, I don't believe. Came to the event, went all in. They're going to share with you how to get the most out of the event. I've got some stuff I want to share with you as well. They're going to share with you stuff that they've gotten out of previous events. So you can get those nuggets, you can get those reminders. I'm just telling you guys, big events are where big things happen. No one, and I repeat, no one has had a life-changing moment laying on their couch in their jogging shorts. You know what I'm saying? It's never happened. It's never happened. No one has a life-altering, no one makes a life-altering decision sitting on the couch in their house. It just doesn't happen. Nothing impactful will ever happen in your comfort zone. That is just the God's honest truth about it. It's as true as gravity. Nothing impactful happens in your comfort zone. It just doesn't. Never has, never will. You've got to go to where there's going to be people that are doing what you want to do to have those life-changing moments. It's about being in a different environment. It's being outside of your comfort zone. Any of you that have ever worked in a call center, you know what this is. There's this thing called white noise that they play through to kind of drown out all the people on the phone around you. Your life and my life in our normal order, in our normal way of doing things, in our normal routine has a ton of white noise. It just keeps us from hearing things. It keeps us from having deep awakening thoughts. It keeps us from looking in the mirror. It keeps us from looking in the mirror and going, hey, you've been slacking, man. Look at all these other people that came in after you and have passed you. What is wrong with you? You got to get your act together. I'm going to make these 5 changes starting immediately. Like, that doesn't happen sitting at home. It just doesn't happen sitting at home. It doesn't happen in your comfort zone. I'm just telling you, at big events is where you make big decisions and big commitments. So what I want to do is have my buddies chat with you for a bit. I'm going to come in between and then come on afterwards and chat with you and share a few more things. But guys, I'm just telling you, if you can't get to Burlington, North Carolina, get to the next event that's near you, theallianceevents.com. Where's one of the leaders going to be near you? How many people can you bring with you? But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Don't give up yet on getting to Burlington. Don't give up yet. Because here's the crazy thing about our brains. As soon as we say the word can't, our brain stops trying to solve the problem. That's why procrastinators get so little done, because they say, I just don't think I can get it done this week. I can't be there. I can't do that. Once you say can't, your brain stops trying to solve the problem. As long as you keep the brain actively trying to solve the problem, it will actively work to solve the problem. That's why, like, when you're desperate, you can come up with a solution that you wouldn't have if you weren't. That's why in the pinch, you can make stuff come together that you hadn't been able to get to come together, as long as you don't tell your brain can't. Once you tell your brain can't, it's like, all right, guess I'll wait for something else to work on. And the subconscious mind can work. It works while you're asleep. I'm just telling you, don't say can't yet. If you're on the edge, I hope this call pushes you over. But either way, the stuff that you're going to take away from this call is going to help you in your life and your business moving forward. Let's first get Adam Burge on. Adam. Oh, bro, I'm so fired up about this conference. I cannot wait. Can't wait to see you and Cindy. Can't wait to see the whole team. Excited about the night out we have planned on Friday. We're going to have a social. We're going to have some drinks, some pizza, and just spend some time together as a team, talking, game planning, conspiring to take over the alliance, all that stuff. So, brother, I know you came to your first event. That's where I met you for the first time.
Right.
And you came to the event. It was like, all right, I'm on. Let's go. And it's been on like Donkey Kong since. So I'm going to mute out. I'm going to listen in for a little bit and just talk to him about how to get the most out of events, what you're doing to get the most out of this event. And then just some of the biggest things as you think back, like if I wasn't at that event, I wouldn't have heard this. That way for people that are new with us, they can benefit from some of those past events. But Adam, I'm going to turn it over to you and listen in for a minute, brother.
Sounds good. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, when you and I talk about this, I think I have a flashback to the very first event I attended. It was in the late summer, I believe it was, or maybe midsummer thereabouts of 2020. And at first, I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, I wasn't going to attend. I didn't really feel like it was going to be for me. It might have been a waste of my time and money. I'd rather be out running business, is what I was thinking in my mind. And I'm so glad I attended because I realized how wrong I was when I got there. There was some encouragement, and training that was given. I think that's important. I minimized that and I shouldn't have. But there was also a lot of training that was going on, and it helped me understand just what it looks like to write business in various settings, whether it be over the telephone or in person, whatever the case may be. The different lead types and how to work those different lead types to protect families. So I'm glad I attended. And when I saw what others were able to do, I thought, well, I mean, I may not be a genius, but I can do what they're describing there. And if they can do it, it shows it can be done, and I can do it too. And so I went home and I still wrote like 100 grand that year, even starting with the company, kind of late. I think it was September is when I started. And it was largely because of what I had seen at the event. I realized at the event just what it looks like, how to do it. And I went home and I did it, and I was successful at it. And then I began to realize, hey, I can scale this. There are things I can do to make it even more profitable, more successful. So at the next event, I learned, uh, which was NatCon in January of 2021. NatCon taught me, hey, IULs. It's a great way to provide more coverage to people who have maybe a little bit younger, better health. Maybe final expenses isn't ideal for them, but IULs might be ideal for them. So I started focusing more and more of my attention on IULs. I would say, Stephen, that the biggest change that came to me from attending an event was a year ago this past January, when Andy just happened to mention, just towards the end of the event, I think it was like maybe it was Sunday. I seem to recall, Saturday night, Sunday. He just made a comment about estate planning, and I thought, what's that? I haven't heard that before, and it made me want to know what it was about. And so, because of the fact that I was there and I was paying attention, I was able to pick up on that and ask then Andy, hey, can I get in on this estate planning thing? Because I want to know more about it. I'm curious what it offers. And that was truly life changing for me. Truly life changing. I think this year alone has been like 273,000, I think is what I saw on the arc here this afternoon. So, and it's only July, and so I'm going to have the best year I've ever had in this industry. So that was really encouraging. I was so glad that I attended. I would have missed out on that, or by the time I would have picked up on it, it would have been later in the year, and I wouldn't have had as good of a 2024 as I had. And 2025 is shaping up to be, two, three times uh, that business. In fact, I expect it's a real possibility I'll write 10 million in annuities this year. I remember when I first wrote $1 million in annuities, I thought I had arrived. Like I was, man, look at this, I wrote $1 million. And then, talking with F&G, they said, well, that's commendable. We've got agents though that are writing $1 million a week or $1 million a month. And I thought, oh, okay, well, I need to learn how to do that. Well, estate planning helped me to do that. And so I expect that this year I'll be at $10 million in annuities. But the point is, none of that would have been possible by missing events. So unless there's like a death in the family or you're deathly ill, and my philosophy is I am not going to miss an event because it teaches me things that I didn't know before that I need to know in order to be better at what it is I do, my profession. And it's also going to change my income as a result. And it's also going to give me the shot in the arm that I need. I think it's important for us to realize sometimes is that we pour a lot into what it is we do, protecting families. It requires a lot of our energy, mental, emotional focus. Um, there's some days, there are some early mornings and some late nights, making sure everyone's taken care of. You need to refill that storage tank, that fuel tank. You've got to put something back into yourself so you can go back and continue to do what it is that you do. And to think that you don't need an event and you can just keep doing that and not slow down, not burn out is just not true. This is not true. So Cindy and I have always made it a big priority to attend the events. I find it, in a sense, kind of like going home. I walk into the Burlington office and it's a safe space. I'm comfortable there. I know almost everyone there. That I get to see the staff again, and I get to see my fellow agents again. I get to see Holly and Steven and hang out with them. That's always a great weekend to be able to spend time with them. Even if I got nothing else out of it, just spending time with Holly and Steven would be worth going for that reason alone. But there's so much more we get out of it, all those things. And so you will never see me miss an event unless, like I said, it's some kind of catastrophic emergency out of my control. I will always be there. I will never let anything get in the way of being at those events because it's what I need.
Man, big decisions are made at big events.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence that your start in the company was
Mhm.
because your first thing was a big event. You came to a big event, like right out the gate. Were you even licensed at that event?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Wasn't even licensed. So it's no coincidence that he came on like a storm and became the number one personal producer in the entire team, in the entire country.
Mhm.
It's just like a magic start. Big decisions are made at big events. Had you not come to that event, I'm not saying that you wouldn't have been successful, but it would not have been the same rocket start that you got, because coming to the
Right.
event, that's when commitment happens.
You made the point early on that each event will accelerate your growth by about 6 months. And I didn't doubt you. I just wasn't sure how that would happen. And then when I attended my first event, I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. I mean, I maybe would have figured out what it is I learned over the next 6 months. But in that 6 month period of trying to figure it out, I would have been missing opportunities that I could have had I just attended the event. And so
Yep.
so that's one of the reasons for our success is, it's important to have a good work ethic, but you got to be pouring into yourself. You got to get education, you got to get training, and you can't do that from sitting at home in your running shorts.
Yep. No, and it's like so I love F1, and on F1 when somebody gets a penalty, it's a time penalty.
Mhm, mhm.
That's exactly what you do when you miss an event. You just gave yourself a
Yeah,
penalty.
right,
You're gonna
right,
be behind pace now.
right.
You're gonna be behind pace because you give yourself a penalty. Don't give yourself a penalty. Don't give yourself a
Yeah,
penalty. Because
and I've always
it
made the
is a
money
time
back.
penalty.
Exactly, and I've always made the money back next week
Yep.
from what I learned at the event. And so it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I mean, it's not like I'm out money. I literally take what I learn and put it to use the next week, and I earn money the following week that I would not have earned had I not been there.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I was talking with a guy one time. It's like, it's just the expense of going to these events. I was like, what are you doing?
Right,
Like they make you money because you learn how to make more money. Like
right,
you must not be applying, brother. Because if you come and apply, you will make more money coming out of it.
absolutely.
Appreciate you, Adam. I can't wait to see you guys. Looking forward to
Look
spending some
forward to
time
it.
with you. It's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be yet another awesome event. I've got so I got the agenda in front of me, and no, I can't share it with you. I'm not allowed to. But I can talk about it. I'm telling you, Friday night we're going to start it off with Eric Belair is going to do one of his powerful sales talks. I'm telling you, it's like a jolt. It's like an injection of caffeine when you get an Eric Belair sales talk. You got Jake and Bell Kraus. If you're brand new and you're like, I don't know if estate planning is for me, they're going to teach a solid 40 minutes on the basics of estate planning. So like, what do I need to do to get rolling? That talk is for you. That talk is for you if you are not already estate planning. I'm just telling you that. Fitz and Heather are going to close down the night telling their life story. Very inspirational people. You are going to they're going to make you laugh. They're going to make you cry. They're going to make you think. I'm just telling you, that's a powerful way to end Friday. And then Saturday, just some of the stuff we got coming up on Saturday. We've got an estate planning panel. So then you could like get your feet wet on Friday, and then you could be in a panel on Saturday talking to the top people, hearing from the top people in estate planning. There's going to be an in-home selling panel with some of the top in-home closers. There's going to be an annuity panel with the top annuity closers. I love this one, plus 50 years old and winning. And it's going to be those that have come into the alliance later in life, teaching how they came on and win. Like Steve Memoritis, Danny Johnson, Sebastian Chambers, like hearing from those guys, I'm so excited about that. You got a Medicare panel. If you're thinking like I want to get into some Medicare, we're going to have that, the top Medicare people. I'm excited about this one. Before lunch, Andy Riddle is going to give a talk that is simply just entitled "Relentless." That describes him. Like he does the Everesting challenge like multiple times a year. That dude is relentless. I can't wait to hear from him. Linda Goebel, how I sell so many annuities. Linda Goebel has been lighting it up on annuities. If you have not sold an annuity, or if you haven't sold more than 5 million in a year, you need to be in that panel. We we got Integrity Advisory Solutions is doing two different breakouts to give you an opportunity to see what that opportunity looks like. Brandon Manley's going to be hosting a virtual sales panel. Man, there's just so much going into this event. And then you've got the keynote speaker. There's actually Ben Carson. Buy his book while you're there. There's going to be a book signing opportunity after dinner on Saturday. And then he takes the stage Saturday night, and it's going to be crazy. I'm just telling you. I've had dinner with him. I've seen him speak. He's one of the most intelligent person I've ever met. It's insane. The ring ceremony that night is going to be fun. We're going to celebrate. We're going to see our very own Adam and Cindy Burge get their agency manager ring, and then it turns into a party at 10:30 with DJ Billy, and then we'll party until the Burlington police tell us we got to go home. Sunday, God, more stuff on Sunday. I mean, it's just crazy. Erica Gold's going to be teaching IULs. I'm excited about this. I met this guy in Cabo, Julius Van Ruin. He has come on like a storm. Like I love getting around new people that come on and pass a bunch of people. Like I love it because one, to me, it's like, it just makes me want to spend even more money on recruiting. Because like there are winners out there. We got to find them. And then for all my folks that have been with us a while and then they get past, I hope they see that and they go, God, I got more. How does someone brand new to the company smoke me? That doesn't make any sense, right? So I love having those people. They bring that fire. I'm thinking a lot about like what Terry Edwards brought to the company when he came in. Joyce is killing it in sales. And I keep going, but hey, here's the point. It's going to be power packed. So get ready, get your mind right. So Jeremico, you have been to, I don't even know how many events. When you came into the company, you just like, I don't miss an event. I just come to the events. Even in the beginning when you were struggling a little bit, you came to the event. We have boot camp at the office. You're here. I mean, you're wherever it is, you come to the event. So talk to us a little bit. Please share similar stuff. What's your plan to get the most out of this event? What's some of the biggest takeaways that you got from previous events? So we can go ahead and share those and pay it forward to our new people. Yeah, man, talk to us.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. With Jeremico Edwards, again, director Stephen Davies, fired up to be director Stephen Davies. Stephen, I remember my first convention, I put it on a credit card. So I don't want to hear any excuses from anybody. Like let me see. I think I didn't even get a paycheck that week. Something happened. I didn't get a paycheck that week. And the convention was coming up. And I put it on the credit card. So I put the whole thing on the credit card, had to pay it back. So it's like if you had to put on the credit card, hey, we're brothers. We understand the struggle there. But I knew I had to be there because I knew what Stephen was telling me. Like Stephen was my mentor. He was training me. And if he said I had to get to a bigger event to meet different people, I didn't question it. And so I attended my first event, and it's just been on and upward ever since. And I never regret going. Like I knew there were people making money. So like I knew about Steven. I knew Steven was making a lot of money. But then when I got to the convention and I seen all these people making money, I'm thinking, okay, this is the place I need to be at least every 90 days because I need a refresher. I need to make sure that my mind stays right and stays on the right track. And so every convention, rest assure you, like after every convention, that's always been my biggest month, 30, 40,000. So I remember I was putzing around, like I was putzing around, I was messing around with the business. And I was staying around 10, 20,000 every month. And then it was like, I probably say year 2 of the business, it was somewhere around year 2 or year 3, where it's like I went to one convention, and a producer was talking about what they did to go from 20 to 40,000. So it was just that one talk where they talked about going from 20,000 a month to $40,000 a month. And I figured out that it was just one or two things that I had to tweak in my schedule and in my thinking to go from 20 to 40,000. And so once you become a $40,000 a month producer, then you are a $40,000 a month producer, and you know how to consistently do it. But if I hadn't been there to hear that one talk, that one thing triggered everything. And so it could be one talk or one thing said that could change your whole world. And you like, well, so I actually had an agent say this to me. They was like, well, can I get everything from you? The answer is no. As much as you want to put me on a pedestal and say, oh, well, Jermico, like you my leader, you my upline, like I could put Steven on the pedestal and say, Steven, teach me everything you know, oh wise one. Just tell me everything. Like I don't have to go to convention. I can just learn at your feet. I can learn from Steven. As much as you may want to do that, the reality is one person can't teach you everything. So you might as well go so you can get a broader scope of the business. You can get a broader scope of what you can do, of your potential. So it's better for you to be around many people, many counselors. Like the people on stage, they're considered like mini counselors. So it's better if you have many counselors than one. And so you definitely want to be there to get around that. Now, a couple things I wanted to cover. Now, Adam, he hit on like the importance of convention. And so, the benefits of going, but just a couple things to look out for. You want to stay away from people who's like in the back talking. So they spent the money to get there. They spent time away from their families. They spent the money to get there. They got, they're thinking about something else other than the convention. If I'm going to spend close to $1,000, I mean, heck, I don't care if it's $500, $1,000. If I'm going to spend money and I'm going to spend time away from my family, you're going to spend time away from your hometown or other stuff you could be doing to go to a convention, you might as well get the most out of it. So if you could just understand how important it is for you to be in your seat and not in the back talking to people who will spend money and go to convention and don't plan on being a better person afterwards. Those people will be in the back talking and giving direction to people who are like them. So they're looking for people who are like them who do not want to get better. So you want to stay away from those people. You want to focus on the people on stage who's helping you grow, who's helping you get better. So focus on those people. Be in your seat and be focused. The other thing I'll say is exposure. So I remember going to a convention and talking to Mike and Noel Levitovich. So that was my first time meeting them. In my mind, the reason why it took me so long to meet Mike and Noel is because in my mind, I'm thinking, once I hit a certain level, then I'll talk to them. So that's what I was thinking in my mind. Don't do that. So that's why it took me so many years. So when I finally met him, Mike gave me some advice about what time to go to bed and what time to wake up. And again, that changed my life too. So they're at that dinner with Mike Levitovich, and he called me soft for waking up at 10 a.m. And it just kind of changed my whole life when he said, man, only soft men wake up at 10 a.m. He's like, you need to start waking up at 7 a.m. It changed my whole life, just that one conversation. So if I hadn't been there, he would have said that to me, and it probably would have took me, somebody would have probably told me to get up at 6 or 7, but it probably would have took me longer if I hadn't been there. So you get exposure to certain things when you're in arenas like that. So I'll leave it there. I'll stop there. But yeah, just make sure you're there. Make sure you're talking to the right people. Make sure you're doing the right things. Make sure you're in your seat when you're supposed to. Make sure you eat like you're supposed to so that you don't have other issues. And just enjoy yourself. Have fun, learn, and grow.
Yep. Yep. Hey, bring you a cooler of energy drinks too. No sense in being sleepy at a powerful event. No, I appreciate all that stuff, man. And you're dead on. And you think about that, like what you said about Mike Levitovich, calling you soft for getting up late in the morning like that. Yeah, you're right. You might have heard it from somebody down the line. But the problem is you wouldn't be able to go back and undo all those days that you lost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like you. I run with a sense of paranoia right? I don't want to miss the information I need. You know what I'm saying? Like I, it's a sense of paranoia. It's just like I know the information is going to be said. I don't know what it is and how it's going to affect me, but I can't miss it. I can't miss it. So appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to spend some time with you too. It's going to be awesome, man. Cannot wait. Dr. Ben Carson, I'm telling you, Jeremy, he's going to blow some minds while he's on stage. I'm just telling you. I have an idea how much it costs to get someone of that caliber to come in. It's a significant investment is being made in all of us. I'm just telling you. So awesome.
Yeah, he would.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
Steve, he was able to help me get 2 more people there just by him being on the on the speakers list.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and we're going to continue to bring in high level speakers like this, like powerful, impactful people. So I'm excited for the announcements to come on future events, but you don't want to miss the talk by Dr. Ben Carson, and then the ring ceremony, and then we're gonna have a big old party afterwards. And it's gonna be awesome. Awesome. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so let me hit you guys with a few things on big events. The number one thing with big events is having your heart and mind in the right space. Here's what I know about hearts and minds. Grateful hearts and minds are open hearts and minds. Grateful hearts and minds are open hearts and minds. So if you can open your heart and mind prior to an event, why wouldn't you? Here's how to do it. Think through the top leaders in the alliance that you've seen on the national calls. They've come and done a meeting near you. They've benefited you in some way. And here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. Go ahead and write out thank you cards to each of them ahead of time. I mentioned some of the speakers. Go ahead and write out some thank you cards to speakers ahead of time. Here's what that does. That puts you in a proactive, grateful mindset. When you're in that proactive, grateful mindset, your mind and heart are open. When you ever see someone struggling, it's when gratitude goes away, it closes everything up. Try and coach or motivate someone or connect with someone when they're ungrateful. Gratitude opens up a mind and a heart. I'm just telling you, it's one of those things that you can't argue with. Physics will tell you that. Psychologists will tell you that. Like, I'm just telling you, get that gratitude going ahead of time. You will come into the event a different person. Then there's 2 questions I'm always asking myself. What information do I need? What connections do I need? What information do I need? What connections do I need? So if I'm you and you're going, I want to get into estate planning, then you need information and connections. So then you're going into those breakouts on purpose. It's so many breakouts. The flow of this event's going to go fast because of the flow of it. I'm just telling you, looking at the agenda, I'm like, we're going to start Friday. Next thing you know, we're going to be Sunday walking out of there going, whoa, that was fast. Just the pace of all the breakouts is going to be incredible. So then I've got to be at these breakouts, right? I need connections. I need a friend like Adam Burge or a friend like Kath, like Kath out there in Chattanooga. I need a friend like her. She's one of the top estate planning trust starters. I always get that part wrong because I want to say sell so bad. Every fiber of my being wants to say that. Implement. She's one of the top implementers in trusts. Adam Burge moving millions in annuities. Those are relationships you need to have. Who do you not know? You'll meet them in the estate plan. Does it make sense? Like, what information and what connections do I need? Notes. Be an active, aggressive note taker. One of the reasons that I believe so heavily in Brian Allendorf in San Diego was at the Anaheim event. Not only did he come up from San Diego to the big Anaheim event we did, taking active notes the entire time. That's what winners do. They take active notes. They don't. Otherwise, you're just hoping that it hits you and you remember it. Does that make sense? So that those 3 things work in conjunction. What information do I need? What connections do I need? And then I'm going to make notes of everything. This is going to be a powerful, powerful event. I cannot wait to see all of you there. If you're on the fence, let me just try and just one more time. And if it's hard for you to get there, man, I'm telling you, that's good. When it's hard to get places, we just get more out of it. We absolutely get more out of it. And then this weekend, we're going to unveil the plan for the fall event, the National Boot Camp. Crazy excited about that. Guys, we are right now at the halfway point of the year, right? What will we do with the rest of the year? What we take out of conference, what we bring that fire. I'm just telling you, we have God, we got an opportunity in front of us the rest of this year. We just got to grab a hold of it. Here's the last thing I'll give you. On a conference week, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, cram in as many dials as you can. So you cram in as much personal production as you can. So then when you're at the event, you're steady getting paid the entire event, because that's going to make it easier to listen. That's going to open your heart even more. You start with the gratitude and then you get paid throughout the weekend. That's going to keep you in that great space to absorb and take away the most from the event. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. Come join us at this event. I know some of you, there's just an impossibility. Then be ready this weekend to get your ticket to the next event. I'm just telling you, the power of big events. I have seen it produce the fruitage in my life. I know it will produce that fruitage in your life. We'll see you next week.